सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै। Let us chant the first 3 verses together. ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ सप्तदशोऽध्यायः श्रद्धात्रयविभागयोगः। अर्जुन उवाच ये शास्त्रविधिमुत्सृज्य यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः तेषां निष्ठा तु का कृष्ण सत्त्वमाहो रजस्तमः। श्रीभगवानुवाच त्रिविधा भवति श्रद्धा देहिनां सा स्वभावजा तामसी चेति तां शृणु सत्त्वानुरूपा सर्वस्य श्रद्धा भवति भारत। श्रद्धामयोऽयं पुरुषः यो यच्छ्रद्धः स एव सः। Yes. So the 17th chapter, as we have seen yesterday, begins with a question raised by Arjuna. So that question is related to the previous chapter. In the previous chapter, Bhagavan had said that those people who discard the scriptural teachings, those who don't follow the teachings of the scriptures and live a licentious life, vartate kamakaratah, lives a life according to their whims and fancies, according to their vasanas. So such people, they will never attain happiness or liberation. Forget about liberation. Even happiness in this world itself is impossible for them. So therefore, Arjuna, in life you must follow the teachings of the scriptures. Your life should be disciplined by the scriptural teachings. So this is how the 16th chapter ends. So therefore, now Arjuna asks a question. Bhagavan, I understand that those people who don't follow the scriptural teachings, they cannot attain liberation. Fine. And those who follow the scriptural teachings, they attain liberation. So these two categories I clearly understand. But in the society, we find a third category also. Which is that third category? Ye shastra vidhim utsrujya. They don't follow the teachings of the scriptures because maybe they were not exposed to this teaching, or maybe they find it difficult because they are all written in Sanskrit. Because of so many reasons, there are people in this world who may not be following the scriptural teachings. But at the same time, they are not living a licentious life. What do they do? Yajante shraddhā-s. They also have their own kind of rituals. They worship. And what is the basis of their worship? The basis of their worship is not scriptures, but the worship of their forefathers. They follow their forefathers, their ancestors. They have respect and regard for their forefathers. So they follow their path. They follow their footsteps. So these kind of people also we find in the society. So they have shraddha. Shraddha is there. At the same time, they don't have the backing of the scriptures. Bhagavan, what about them? In which category will you put them? Tesham nishtha ka. The two categories which you have mentioned, you can neither put in this category of the scripture following category, nor can you put them under licentious category. In which category will you put them? Sattvamaho rajastamaha. You have made two categories. One is sattva, the other is rajas and tamas. Sattvic people, they attain. Rajasic and tamasic people who don't follow scriptures, they cannot attain liberation. What about these people? Where will you put them? This is the question. So then how does Bhagavan answer? Bhagavan says, Arjuna, you said these people have shraddha, isn't it? Now you must understand what this shraddha is. Based on the nature of shraddha, the results will vary. You said they worship with shraddha, but my question is, shraddha in what? Depending on shraddha in what, my answers will change. This is how Bhagavan answers. And thus, this chapter unfolds. So what is this chapter all about? This chapter is all about shraddha. So therefore, the name of the chapter, Shraddha-traya Vibhaga Yoga. So in this chapter, we see what is shraddha and what are the types of shraddha and how people with different types of shraddha behave. What are their behavioral patterns? How do they face life? What is their understanding about life? What are those actions? What kind of actions come out of them? So therefore, this chapter is totally based on one thing. And what is it? Shraddha. So yesterday we were seeing Shraddha. So what is this Shraddha? What does it mean? Satyatvena dhatte ya vrittihi sa Shraddha. What you believe in life to be true, to be valid, that is called as Shraddha. What is your understanding about life? So yesterday we had seen how this Shraddha is formed. Every one of us, we go through experiences in life. With our instruments called body, mind, intellect, senses, etc., we interact with the world, and from this interaction comes experience. Now this experience we analyze based on our knowledge. So we observe these experiences, analyze these experiences, and based on this analysis, we come to certain conclusion about life. This is how we must live. This is the way to become happy. This is the way to succeed. So it is a certain conclusions. And how did we derive at these conclusions? Based on our experiences. We have observed, we have analyzed our experiences, and we have come to these conclusions. These conclusions may be right or wrong. So this set of conclusion in us, this understanding about life that we have, the philosophy about life that we have, this belief system that we have is what is called as Shraddha. So whatever we do in life will be based on this Shraddha. Whatever decisions we take in life will be based on this Shraddha. Isn't it? Whatever we value in life will be based on this Shraddha. Our interests will be based on this Shraddha. So we have to understand what this Shraddha is. Now it doesn't mean that once you have Shraddha, that Shraddha will never change. No. It is possible that a person has a particular Shraddha, but when he is exposed to new experiences, new set of knowledge, then it is always possible he can change his Shraddha. And that is what happens in satsang, as yesterday we had seen. When we are exposed to the knowledge of the scriptures, when we are exposed to the teachings of the holy men, when we attend satsang, etc., what happens is our Shraddha undergoes a remarkable change. And when Shraddha undergoes a remarkable change, our lifestyle also changes. So yesterday we were seeing various examples of how the Shraddha defines our life. Whatever decisions we take will depend on our Shraddha. So yesterday so many examples we had seen. Some few more examples can be taken. So all of us know we had to fight our war of independence, isn't it? Some of them said we should fight this war with peaceful means, non-violent means, isn't it? For example, Mahatma Gandhi, Vinoba Bhave. What was their approach towards the situation? The situation was, we were ruled by the British. We need independence. So see how different people saw the same situation, how different people found different solutions to the same problem. People like Mahatma Gandhi, etc., they said, we must gain independence through non-violence, through peaceful means, through the path of truth. And there were another set of people. What did they say? Only the crying child will have milk. Tit for tat should be the solution. So non-violent means will not work. Violent means alone will work. People like Subhash Chandra Bose, Chandrasekhar Azad, or Bhagat Singh, that was their philosophy. Both are having the same problem, but both approach the problem in different ways, isn't it? Solutions are so different. So here on one side, Mahatma Gandhi found Indian National Congress based on non-violence principle. And here, Subhash Chandra Bose formed Indian National Army on the principles of violence. Isn't it? We must fight and win our independence. Now, why such a, such a drastic difference in their solutions, in their approach towards the same problem? This drastic difference is because of their difference in Shraddha. So yesterday we had seen so many examples regarding this Shraddha. Now moving forward, this Shraddha is something which cannot be seen. It is not pratyaksha. With the eyes we cannot see a Shraddha of a person. Then how do we know about a person's Shraddha? We cannot see it with our eyes, but we can only infer what kind of books a person reads, what kind of programs he watches, what kind of subjects he takes interest in, what does he value in life. When you see all these things, slowly you understand what kind of shraddha this person has. Bhagavan says here, Shraddhāmayoyam Purushah yo yat shraddha sa eva saha. A man is nothing but the bundle of his beliefs. A man is nothing but his beliefs. So therefore, as a spiritual seeker, we must know where have we invested our shraddha. So this chapter is meant for introspection. What kind of shraddha is it that I have? I have to introspect. So therefore we must know what all kinds of shraddhas are possible. So Bhagavan says here, Trividha bhavati shraddha, dehinam sa svabhavaja. 3 types of shraddhas are there. What are they? Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. Now this study is important because after this study, we have to look into ourselves. There is a particular way in which a tamasic person having tamasic shraddha will behave. There is a particular way in which a rajasic person with rajasic shraddha will behave. There is a particular way in which a sattvic person with a shraddhic shraddha will behave. And among these 3, who is in the right track? The sattvic person is in the right track because he is the one who is going to realize God. He is the one who is going to realize the truth. He is the one who is going to get liberated from the world because he is the one who is walking the path of the scriptures. So therefore this study is taken up so that we can give up the rajasic and tamasic tendencies in us and we can change our shraddha from Rajasic and Tamasic to Sattvic. So this is the purpose of study of this chapter. So now Bhagavan gives the indications of different people. So he takes up the topic of worship. How different people with different faiths will worship. What will be their nature of worship. Why this topic is taken? This topic is taken because Arjuna had asked the question on worship. Yajante. Yajante means worshipping. Bhagavan, there are people who worship with faith. So since Arjuna's question was related to worship, Bhagavan elaborates on the topic of worship based on Shraddha. So now let us chant verse number 4. Yajante satvika devan yaksharakshamsi rajasaha pretan bhutagananschaanye yajante tamasa janaha yajante satvika devan yaksharakshamsi rajasaha pretan bhutagananschaanye yajante tamasa janaha. Yes. So Bhagavan says, by inference we can know what kind of shraddha people have. So here the topic is taken of worship. If you observe the kind of worship a person does, from that kind of worship itself you can infer what kind of shraddha this person has. Right. So in worship, there are 3 aspects or 3 factors involved. Whenever you worship, what are the 3 factors? Number 1, whom are you worshipping? The altar of worship. Number 2, mode of worship or method of worship. Number 3, purpose of worship. Three things are there. First one, altar of worship. Whom are you worshipping? What is the nature of the deity whom you worship? Number two, mode or method. How are you worshipping? And number three, why are you worshipping? Purpose. These are the three things. Now in this verse, Bhagavan talks about the first one. What is the first one? The altar of worship. Arjuna, if you just observe these people who are worshipping, just look at the deity whom he is worshipping. That nature of the deity tells something about this person. Whom is he worshipping? You just observe. That will tell you the kind of shraddha this person has. So Sattvic people, whom do they worship? Yajante Sattvika Devan. Sattvic people worship Sattvic gods. Yaksha Rakshamsi Rajasaha. Rajasic people, whom do they worship? Yakshas and Rakshasas. Pretan Bhutagananscha Anye Yajante Tamasa Janaha. Tamasic people, whom do they worship? They worship Pretas and Bhutas. So looking at the type of altar of worship, you can tell something about this person. Birds of the same feather flock together, as they say. Towards whom are you attracted? So let us take the first one now. Yajante Sattvika Devan. So what is the altar of worship for a Sattvic person? His altar of worship is a Sattvic deity. We have so many devatas, 33 crores are there. In that Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic, all will come. So here when it is said devatas, we have to take all the Sattvic gods. Rama, Krishna, Ganapati, all of them come under Sattvic gods. So what is the natural disposition, normal disposition of these gods? They will be smiling. They will be peaceful. They will be having that, hand raised in blessing the devotees. So all these things are Sattvic nature. A Sattvic person is automatically attracted to a Sattvic god. So what will be the mode of worship? The method of worship also will be very Sattvic. The Naivedyam also will be Sattvic. About food we will come later. Then what will be the purpose of worship? The purpose of worship will be, Bhagavan, give me purity of mind. Bhagavan, give me devotion. Bhagavan, give me knowledge. Bhagavan, give me all virtues like truth, forgiveness, humility. Bhagavan, make me rich. Apyayantu mamangani vak prana chakshu shrotra matho balamindriyani cha sarvani sarvam brahmopanishadam maham brahma nirakuryam ma brahma nirakarot anirakaranam astu nirakaranam me astu tadatmani nirateya upanishatsu dharma temai santu temai santu. This is the prayer of an Upanishadic student. Tadatmani nirateya upanishatsu dharma temai santu temai santu. Bhagavan, what all virtues are needed to attain that truth which is indicated by the Upanishads? What all virtues are needed to realize that Supreme Lord? Bhagavan, give me in full measure. Temai santu temai santu. This is the prayer. This is the prayer of a Sattvic person. So when he does worship, what is the purpose of this worship? The purpose of the worship is to realize the self. And what is he praying? He is praying for a pure mind. He is praying for sadhana chatushtaya, all those qualifications necessary to attain the ultimate truth. So such a devotee, so the way in which he prays, the deity to whom he prays, all these things indicate the person. So we can say that person has got a Sattvic Shraddha. Now what about a Rajasic person? Yaksha rakshamsi rajasaha. So what is the altar of worship for a Rajasic person? He will worship Yaksha and Rakshasas. Yakshas are the brothers of Kubera. Who is Kubera? Kubera is, I think, is a treasurer of the heaven, known for his wealth. So these people worship Kubera. So what does it mean? He is interested in what? He is interested in wealth. You worship that God who has the ability to bless what that God has. Isn't it? Rakshasas are the people who have strength, who have power. So what does it mean? This person is worshipping these gods because they are capable of blessing him with name, fame, power, prosperity, all these things. So when he is worshipping these kinds of deities, it is telling something about this person. What is he interested in life? He is interested in all this. This is about a Rajasic person. What about a Tamasic person? Whom does he worship? Pretan Bhutaganan. Whom does he worship? Preta. Preta means spirits. Bhutagana, ghost. And in society you will find all these people are there. They are all there. In the newspaper itself you will find all this black magic and all those. Everything comes under this. So what will be the kind of worship they will have? The mode of worship is also very different. The place of worship will be cremation ground. Then they will be sitting there. Asana will be some dead body. You must be knowing all this. They will be invoking that deity in some skull. And what is the Naivedyam? Some blood will be there. Some animal is sacrificed. Isn't it? What is the time of worship? Midnight. So such people are there. And what is the purpose? Here the purpose is not given. The purpose is for harming others, for destroying others. He is not interested in his own welfare. He only wants to eliminate some person who is an obstacle in his path. It is the worst kind of worship. So Sattvic person asks for goodness, nobility. Rajasic person asks for material prosperity. And what does Tamasic person ask for? He asks for destroying others, harming others. So here the point to be noted here is, when you are worshipping a particular deity, it tells something about you. It tells something about your shraddha. What kind of shraddha you are having. It is your reflection of your personality, your mental makeup. Now here it is talking about worship. But don't think that it's only ritualistic worship. In the society also, just look towards whom are you pulled or attracted. What kind of people do you want around you? So here worshipping, it doesn't only mean ritualistic worship. It also means whom do you consider as your role model? That also. So a Sattvic person, since he wants spiritual progress, because according to him, spiritual progress is the most important progress. Second comes material progress, but primary is spiritual progress. So therefore, what kind of company he will keep? He will be regularly visiting some ashrams. He will be regularly in the company of the saints and the sages, the holy men. And what kind of discussion will happen there? Only spiritual discussions will happen. Because he values it. He reveres those people who are walking this path of spirituality. So he will have enough time to spend with these holy men. Saints and sages, Rishi Munis. So he makes it a point to go there, spend some time, learn something and come back. Because he reveres them. What about the Rajasic people? What kind of people they will keep in contact? People who are influential in the society. People who are rich. People who are powerful. The politicians, etc. They will keep in touch with them. Why? Because according to their philosophy, according to their shraddha, things can happen only when you have power, only when you have money. That is their shraddha. So naturally they are, they are taken towards them. What about the shraddha of a Sattvic person? Shraddha of a Sattvic person is, the whole world is run by God. So therefore, let me hold on to God and the devotees of God. That is his shraddha. So if I want to succeed in something, number one, grace of God is necessary. Number two, I have to put forth effort with the God-given talents and abilities. So he puts forth effort, at the same time he invokes the grace of God. This is how he tries to find the solution for any problem. If this is the way a person lives, know for sure that he is Sattvic. What about a Rajasic person? He says this God word and all will not work. What works is only one thing. Hold on to the influential people in the society. Get the work done through them. So therefore he will not have much time for prayer, meditation, etc. Because he doesn't believe in it. That is not his shraddha. So what will he do? He will revere these people. Politically powerful, economically rich people. He will constantly keep in contact with them. He will have a good relation with them. Because if at all I have any problem, they are the ones who are going to solve it for me. This is the Rajasic type. What about the Tamasic type? Whom do they revere? If not revere, at least whom do they keep in touch? So here preta, bhuta, etc. Fine, that is with respect to ritualistic thing. Who are these pretas and bhutas in the society? They are nothing but the gundas and the rowdies and the criminals. According to them, they have no faith in the judiciary system. They have no faith in the law. They have no faith in police. They have their own justification. Because a court case goes to the court, when will it come back? When will the result be out? It may be after 15-20 years, so worthless. So if you want immediate result, what should you do? Whoever is creating trouble in your life, finish him. And how to finish him? They are professional finishers. Who are these professional finishers? The gundas. So he believes in Gundaraj. So naturally he will have to keep in contact with the gundas of the society, the criminals. So that is the third type, the Tamasic people. So in the society itself you will find all these kinds of people. But what is the purpose of our study? Our purpose of the study is not to say this is a Rajasic person, that is a Tamasic person. Our purpose is not gossip. Our purpose is to look within. Which category do I belong? Do I belong to the Sattvic or the Rajasic or the Tamasic or the mix of all this? That is also possible. If it is a mix, which proportion is more? How to reduce the proportion of Rajasic and Tamasic shraddha and how to increase Sattvic shraddha. This is the purpose of all our studies. This clarity has to be there. So here what does Bhagavan say? Arjuna, the way they worship, the way they live their life, the people whom they give importance to, from that you can understand what kind of shraddha this particular person has. In both ways. A Sattvic person will have shraddha towards Sattvic things, Sattvic people. If a person is having shraddha in Sattvic people, understand that he is a Sattvic person both ways. Both ways. So here in this verse number 4, the altar of worship, based on the altar of worship, shraddha is described. Now the next two verses, it talks about the motive, the purpose and the mode of worship. Mainly for Rajasic and Tamasic people, not for Sattvic people. Next two verses are meant for the Rajasic and Tamasic people. Let us chant 5 and 6. Ashastra vihitam ghoram tapyante ye tapo janaha dambhahankara sanyuktaha कामरागबलान्विताः कर्षयन्तः शरीरस्थम् भूतग्राममचेतसः मां चैवान्तः शरीरस्थम् तान् विद्यासुरनिश्चयान् अशास्त्रविहितं घोरं तप्यन्ते ये तपो जनाः दम्भाहङ्कारसंयुक्ताः कामरागबलान्विताः कर्षयन्तः शरीरस्थं भूतग्राममचेतसः मां चैवान्तः शरीरस्थं तान् विद्यासुरनिश्चयान्. So these two verses talk about Rajasic and Tamasic people. With what attitude they worship, with what motive they worship. So now, term by term, let us say, Ashastra Vihitam, the first term, Ashastra Vihitam. So whatever kind of worship they do, it doesn't have the sanction of the scriptures. What is not mentioned in the scriptures, they do that. So what kind of worship is it? Ghoram tapaha tapyante. In all their worship, you will find some kind of ghora. Ghora means terrible, frightening. The kind of tapas they do, the austerity they perform is frightening, scaring. You must have seen all these people. They poke their body with some hook, etc., metallic hook. They pierce their tongue with trishula and all. Haven't you seen such people? They all fall under this category. Ghoram tapas, terrible. They go through a lot of pain, no doubt. But this is the kind of tapas they do. And in Himalayas, you will find so many such sadhus doing so many terrible things. There is one particular sadhu standing on one leg for 12 years. The leg is swollen and he is standing there, holding on to one rope. So whenever he is tired or he feels sleepy, that rope has got a small bed-like, pillow-like thing, he just lies down there. Again gets up, standing on one leg. How many years? 12 years he is standing. Ghoram tapa. Achetasaha they are. They are achetasa means foolish people, unintelligent people. Nowhere in the scriptures such tapas is mentioned, but he has done. He does it. Cold waters of the Ganges, in Ganga, they stand. Hip deep they stand in that cold water. And the funniest thing is, people are interested in this kind of sadhus only. Wherever something like this happens, people gather around. And they feel these Mahatmas are real Mahatmas. Because they are doing something extraordinary. People have this notion that unless you do something extraordinary, you are not a real sadhu. If you are a real sadhu, then you must do something extraordinary which others cannot do. This belief system is there. So whenever they find such sadhus, immediately they go, they prostrate, they get the blessings. Tapyante ye tapojana. Hiranyakashipu's tapas. Yes. Right example. You know what kind of tapas he was doing? Standing on one leg. And on that, standing on the toe of one leg. With hands raised, looking skyward. Thousands of years standing. And on these ants and rodents, they are eating away his body. He doesn't care. Ultimately, the whole body is reduced to bones. No flesh, no blood, nothing. All these kinds of tapas, it falls under Rajasic and Tamasic tapas. Tapas or worship, whatever. Now the question is, why is it that they are doing this worship? What is the purpose? So here it is said, Dambha Ahankara Sanyuktaha. So what is the purpose of this tapas? Dambha. Dambha means hypocrisy. To show others that I am a very divine, holy person. I am a very dharmic person. Can't you see the kind of tapas I am doing? To show off. To exhibit his holiness. So these kinds of people, they are full of ahankar, ego. And what is the ego? Holier than thou attitude. I am holier than you. I am a greater devotee than you. I am more blessed than you. Dambha ahankara sanyukta. So they feel very happy when people come and prostrate to their feet. They feel very happy. When their divinity is recognized, they become very happy. Full of ahankara only. Right? They are all hypocrites. Dambha means hypocrisy. They appear very divine, holy, etc. But inside, what is inside? Kama raga balanvita. What is that force? What is that willpower because of which they are able to do all these things? It is not because of some devotion for God or anything. No. That power, that willpower comes from kama and raga. Kama means desire. Raga means attachment. So you have desire for something which you don't have, that is called kama. What you have raga, attachment. What you don't have kama to get it. Whatever you have raga, attachment. So that it doesn't go away. You don't want it to go away. So these kinds of people, when they do worship, mind is full of kama and raga. There is nothing called vairagya. There is nothing called nishkamana. No. They are doing it for a purpose. They are doing it for a selfish purpose. And they gain power, bala, their willpower out of their desires. When your desire is intense, there comes a power, isn't it? That power born out of your desires. So when Hiranyakashipu did tapas, ultimately Brahmaji comes. He said, my dear son, I am so happy. the kind of tapas you did for thousands of years, standing on one leg, on one toe, and the whole body is gone, only that skeleton is remaining. I am very much pleased. Please ask, what do you want? And what did he ask? He could have asked liberation. He could have asked devotion. No. Even when Bhagavan is in front, they will not ask any of these things. What is it that they will ask? I should not die. This is called karma. Then Brahma said, no, that is not possible. Everyone has to die. Okay, then his condition, big condition. He thought he is more wiser than God. What did he say? I should not die inside or outside, by a man or an animal, daytime or nighttime, in the sky or on the earth, and so many such conditions. I should die by weapons. Bhagavan is more intelligent than him. That he forgot. And then the moment he is blessed with power, etc., what is the first thing he does? The first thing in all the Puranas you will find these Rakshasas like Hiranyakashipu, Bhasmasura, etc. The first thing they do once they become powerful is attack Swarga and chase away that Indra. Now don't think that these Asuras, Rakshasas are somewhere outside. No, they are all depiction of what is happening inside. The moment we become powerful, influential, rich, what do? Rush to Swarga. And what is Swarga? The place of all bhoga, all pleasures. And what does he do? Chase away Indra, kidnap Urvashi, Rambha and all those people. Bas. Isn't it? This is called Kama Raga Balanvita. He has done so much of tapas. Very easily he could have attained liberation. No, he doesn't ask for all that. Because the mind is impure. Tapas is done not out of love for God. Tapas is done out of the willpower, born out of desires, born out of attachment, born out of selfishness. Right? Then, see the type of tapas. Karshayanta sharirastham bhutagramam. Sharirastham bhutagramam karshayanta. Torturing the body. Sharirastham bhutagramam means all the limbs and the organs present in the body. Sharirastham, present in the body. They torture. Therefore Bhagavan calls him achetasaha, foolish fellows, unintelligent fellows. Bhagavan is very angry with them. A decent person is scolding. So achetasa has to be taken very heavily. A decent person will not use foul language. Even when he scolds also, he will use only decent language. So in that sense you have to understand. Achetasaha means foolish people. Why are they called foolish? Body is considered to be a gift from the Lord. It has to be taken care well. You are not supposed to torture the body. We don't say you should pamper the body. Don't go to the extremes. Whatever the body needs, give it. Because this body is necessary for doing spiritual sadhana. Because only when your body is physically healthy and free from disease, only then you can make use of the body. Because at the seat of meditation, if there is some physical problem, your attention will always be upon that problem, isn't it? When there is a knee pain or a headache, your attention will be there. So therefore, what should you do? Keep the body healthy, feed it well, make it free from all disease. Yes, it is our primary duty to see that we are healthy. Only a healthy body can meditate successfully, can do all spiritual sadhana. So what we should do? We should take care of the body. We don't say we should pamper the body. Not pampering, but taking care. So here what is this person doing? Maybe he's, through various kinds of tapas, he's destroying the body. not giving it proper food, nourishment. Now that doesn't mean that you should not take upavas and all. See, controlled discipline is good. Once in a month, upavas, fine, that is good. But that is not the case with these people. Unintelligent, what you call, torturing the body. Sharirastham bhutagramam karshayantaha, therefore achetasaha. Now here Bhagavan says something interesting. Mam chaiva antasharirastham karshayantaha. Not only that he is torturing himself, he is torturing me also. Bhagavan, how is he torturing you? Because antasharirastham mam, I am there in his body. In every body I am present. I am present in the heart of everyone. So not only that he is torturing himself, he is torturing me also. The body is considered to be the temple and the jiva is considered to be God. There's a famous Sanskrit verse. Body is the temple and who is God? The jiva present, he is God. So when you are ill-treating the temple, what does it mean? You are ill-treating God himself. Moreover, since this person is not following the scriptures, he is doing all these according to his whims and fancies. And therefore he is disrespecting and disregarding the words of the scriptures, which are nothing but the words of God, instruction of God. So therefore he is disobeying Bhagavan himself. So therefore, mam chaiva karshayantaha. Bhagavan says, tan vidhi asura nischayan. Understand that all these people, that resolve is asuri resolve, devilish, demoniac. They are not in the right direction. So therefore, what is the instruction? Don't follow that path. This is the whole message. All these things you will find in the society, and interestingly, they are all doing it in the name of religion, in the name of spirituality, in the name of God. They are doing all this, but they are on the wrong track. Don't follow them. This was the question raised by Arjuna. Bhagavan, we see so many people with shraddha they worship. What about them? So Bhagavan says, Arjuna, understand what kind of shraddha do they have. Accordingly will be the result. All these people have shraddha. Rajasic, Tamasic people, they have shraddha. They have faith. They have a particular kind of belief system. That if we do this, we'll definitely get the result. So mere worshipping will not do. What is more important is, with what kind of faith do they worship? That is more important. So actually speaking, the chapter ends here. The question has been answered. So what is the answer to the question? Arjuna, if you have Sattvic Shraddha, definitely you will get liberated, though you may not know the scriptures. If you have Rajasic and Tamasic Shraddha, there is no question of liberation. So the question of Arjuna has been answered. But Bhagavan doesn't stop here. Why Bhagavan doesn't stop? He wants to give some more to his beloved disciple. Bhagavan adds some extra information. Bhagavan feels like sharing much more to Arjuna. When do you feel like sharing more thing to someone? When the other person is listening attentively, with full of interest, with full of enthusiasm. When a person is listening with all faith and devotion and interest, so then what happens? You feel like saying much more, isn't it? And that is exactly what happens now. So Bhagavan says, Arjuna, not only with regard to this worship, with regard to so many other things, you can infer the shraddha of a person. You have asked only about worship, that I have answered. But there are many other things in life also, observing which you can find whether a person is Sattvic, Rajasic or Tamasic. What are the other things? Next verse, verse number 7. āhārastvapi sarvasya trividho bhavati priyah yajñastapastatha dānam tesham bhedamimam shrano. āhārastvapi sarvasya trividho bhavati priyah yajñastapastatha dānam tesham bhedamimam shrunu. Yes, Arjuna, there are other things also, not only about worship. There are other things. What are the other things? āhāra, yajña, tapa, dānam. 4 things are taken up. Arjuna, regarding these 4 also, trividho bhavati priyah. Regarding these things also, you will find 3 types of people who are interested in these 3. These 3 types of shraddha can be found in all these things. āhāra, yajña, dāna, tapa. Now Bhagavan is going to elaborate on all this. Tesham bhedam imam shrunu. Now you understand, listen, the distinction of the different shraddhas in these aspects. So first Bhagavan takes up āhāra. Āhāra means what? Food. So you will have Sattvic people interested in Sattvic āhāra, Rajasic people interested in Rajasic āhāra, Tamasic people interested in Tamasic āhāra. Put in another way, if you are interested in Sattvic āhāra, what does it mean? You are a Sattvic person. It can be inferred. You can go back. So all these things are for sadhana. So now the first one is about Sattvic food, which a spiritual aspirant should have. So verse number 8 is about Sattvic food. Let us chant that verse. Ayus sattva balarogya sukha priti vivardhanaha rasya snigdha sthira hridyaha āhāra satvika priyaha ayus sattva balarogya sukha priti vivardhanaha rasya snigdha sthira hridyaha āhāra satvika priyaha. These are the āhāras, the food, Sattvika priyaha. Sattvic people will like this food. So what is this kind of food? So here is a description. Vivardhanaha. These things increase if you eat this food. If you eat Sattvic food, they will lead to the increase of these things. Vivardhana means increase. What are the things which will increase? Ayuhu, first one. Ayu means lifespan. You live longer. If you eat this kind of food, Ayu will increase. You live longer. Then, Sattva. Sattva means mental strength. Manobalam. Second term is Sattva. Mind will become strong means what? There will be peace. There will be cheerfulness. There will not be any kind of disturbance in the mind when you eat this. Sattva. Next one, Bala, strength. it will increase the strength of your body. When you eat sattvic food, it strengthens you. Physically you become strong. Then ārogya. Ārogya means what? That roga rahita sthiti. When you eat sattvic food, you will never fall sick. Roga will not come near you. Free from disease. You will not fall sick. Ārogya. Then sukha. After eating, you experience sukha. Some food, when you eat, it burns. No such burning happens. You are at peace. The system is at peace. You enjoy that state after eating. There is no sorrow, there is no misery. There is a sense of contentment. That is called sukha. Then priti. Priti means it is very tasty also. You love eating it. It is tasty. You feel that next time also I should have it. That is priti. Vivardhana. So all these things, that food which increases, it is sattvic. Some few more factors are there. Rasyaha. Rasyaha means it is full of nutrition. Rasa is there. Nutrition is there. It is nutritious. Rasyaha. Snigdhaha. Snigdhaha means there is enough oily content. Not too much, moderate. It is not dry. There is oil or ghee, moderate amount. Snigdhaha. Sthiraha. Sthira means once you eat it, it completely satiates your hunger. It remains firm. It's not like that kadle puri or something. How much ever you eat, hunger is still there. Not like that. Sthiraha. After eating, hunger is satiated. Sthiraha. Hridyaha. Hridyaha means when you see that food itself, you feel like eating. When you see, you feel like eating. So, it gives joys to the eyes also. Earlier, Preeti was a taste. Hridya means the look of it. Hridyaha. āhāra Satvika priyaha. So while eating there is Preeti, you enjoy the food. After eating there is Sukham. You are comfortable with yourself. And moreover, this food, it is nourishing. It increases the longevity. It doesn't disturb your mind. Your mind is cheerful. It strengthens your body. It doesn't allow you to fall sick. And then it has that oily content also. It satiates your hunger. If there is something like that, that is sattvic food. Normally, whatever we eat at our home, it is sattvic. Put in simple way. What we normally have, rice, chapati, sabji, all those, they fall under sattvic food. Of course, vegetarian. Now, let us come to Rajasic food, which you all are eagerly awaiting. So the next one, the very chanting itself, you can feel the Rajas. Verse number 9. Katvam lalavanatyushna Tikshna ruksha vidahinaha āhāra rājasasyeshtāha dukkha shokamaya pradaha katvam lalavanatyushna tīkshna rūksha vidāhinaha āhāra rājasasyeshtāha dukkha shokamaya pradaha. Yes, chanting itself was difficult, isn't it? Just like the Rajasic food is difficult to digest, even the chanting of its verse is also difficult. Now let us see what are the terms. Katu, amla, lavana, ati ushna, tīkshna, rūksha, vidāhinaha. So here, there is an ati there. Can you see one ati? Ati ushna. It is ati ushna. And you will find that this ati has been put at the center of the verse. Katvam lalavanatyushna. So that ati ushna. So that ati is put at the center, which means ati should go for everyone. So ati katu, ati amla, ati lavana, ati ushna, ati tīkshna, ati rūksha, ati vidāhinaha. This is how the understanding has to be. This is a particular usage. Whatever comes in between has to be, it is a common, common thing. Prefix to be added. So what is the first one? Ati katu. Ati katu. Katu means what? Bitter. Extremely bitter. Extremely bitter. Ati amla. Amla means what? Acidic, sour. Ati amla. Extremely sour. Ati lavana. Ati lavana means extremely saline, salty. Ati ushna. Ushna means what? Heat, temperature. So with respect to temperature, extremely hot. Ati ushna. Ati tīkshna. Tīkshna means pungent, having strong taste or strong smell. Ati tīkshna. Pungent. Ati rūksha. Rūksha means very, very dry. Dry. No oily content, etc. Ati vidāhinaha. Ati vidāhina means that which burns. Extremely hot, but chilly hot, as they say. It burns. Burns to such an extent that every pore in your body, water comes out. From the eyes, water coming out. From the nose, water comes out. And you put your tongue out. You do. Ati vidāhina. It burns. From one end of the food pipe to the other, it burns. Ati vidāhina. This is the kind of food which a Rajasic person will love. Āhāraha Rajasasya ishtāha. All masala items, spicy items, all of them will fall under this category. The chaat, whatever you say. Right? People who are Rajasic, they just love it. Have you observed that when you travel by train, etc., when you travel normally, you feel like eating all these kind of things? Have you observed? Whenever we travel in bus or train, etc., when that person comes with all these kind of things in the train, you feel like taking it. Why? Normally when we travel, mind is Rajasic. And when the mind is Rajasic, you will be automatically tempted to eat all these things. When your mind is in a Sattvic mode, immediately after meditation, etc., you will not like this. So as the mind changes from Sattva to Rajas to Tamas, you will find how the food which you like, also that desire also changes, if you observe carefully. Now what is the problem with this food, Rajasic food? Bhagavan says, Dukkha, Shoka, Amaya Pradaha. Pradaha, it gives you. It gives you. What does it gift you? Dukkha. When you eat, there is dukkha. Why dukkha? Burning. Everywhere it is burning. Spicy. There are people who eat chili just like that. If you give them Sattvic food, they will say, what kind of bland food you have given? One full katori of chili I have seen people eating. Green chili they eat. They are burning, but they enjoy it. Dukkha means while eating, they suffer. Shoka means after eating also they suffer. After eating you feel, I shouldn't have eaten. Because there is burning sensation everywhere. You can feel the burning sensation in the stomach also. You are not at ease after eating certain food. You are not comfortable with yourself. Right? So while eating, dukkha. After eating, shoka. But what are the long-term consequences? Amaya. Amaya means disease. When you have this kind of food regularly, know for sure you will fall sick. People, those who eat all this kind of spicy food, they say, because whenever you want to eat all this kind of spicy food, stomach, in order to digest them, the stomach starts producing more and more concentrated acids in the stomach to digest this. If it is Sattvic food, simple acid will do. But if you want to digest Rajasic food, the body starts forming concentrated acids, and these concentrated acids starts, there are so many doctors here, so they must be knowing, they start corroding or eating the tender lines of the stomach, they say. And they have all this problem like stomach ulcer and all those things. These are all coming from food habits. Sattvic food you have, health will be fine, no disease will come. But if you have this kind of Rajasic food, while eating it may be very tasty, spicy, etc. But after eating, it's all suffering. Agre amrutopamam pariname visham iva. Health gone, wealth gone, full of disease. 90% of the disease is only because of wrong eating habits. 90% of the disease. The entire philosophy of naturopathy is only this. Make sure that you eat good things, Sattvic thing. That itself will take care of your health. But then when that kind of food is in front, you are not able to control yourself. Once in a while it's okay. That once in a while keeps on coming. Ultimately, health is gone for a toss. Isn't it? So this is about Rajasic food. Next is about Tamasic food. That we will see tomorrow. So now why are we discussing all this? Your food has a role to play in forming your mind. So if you take Sattvic food, slowly your mind also will become Sattvic. Start from there. Make it a habit to eat Sattvic food. One part of the food goes to form your mind, because mind is nourished by food. So if the food is Sattvic, āhāra shuddhau sattva shuddhihi. If the food is Sattvic, your mind also will slowly become Sattvic. So what are the food we must avoid? and what we must take. That is the discussion. So tomorrow we will see the Tamasic one. Right. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.